welcome to the Battalion Marching Orders. We're here with Team President and Director of Hockey Operations, Adam Dennis. Welcome, Adam.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for having me.
Big summer. You got promoted. You're up now, Team President. How's that been going for you, I guess, for the last few months?
Yeah, you know what? It's been exciting. I've been learning a ton, and certainly not taking any of it for granted. It's a lot of new things from my end, and really looking forward to the challenge. I think this is my 8th year in North Bay, so every year it's been a little bit different. This year it's a lot different. You know, I'm not going to be away from the hockey side of it, but certainly learning the other side of the business is really important, and I think ultimately will be a big benefit to all of our jobs.
I guess in terms of the position itself, I mean, you're both on the business side, but on the hockey operations side with Director of Hockey Operations. So how do you bridge the two?
Well, you know what? It's if anything, I think it's one of the big advantages. So Mike Griffin's done an unbelievable job bringing the team back to North Bay and getting it set up to where it is. And I think that was the one thing that we can really streamline now is having the hockey team and the business providing that dual threat. It provides a lot of unique opportunities of engaging with the fans and getting our players out into the public, because the biggest thing for me is it doesn't really change what I'm pitching to a family coming to play for North Bay is that much different between somebody looking to get tickets or maybe promote with our team. We want to first be a development place for good hockey players, and what that does, it creates a good on ice product, which we hope to be on the right side of and win some games. But what's really evolved for us is the more that we put into helping build the person, the more we find that parents are wanting their kids to be around our guys as role models, and it's created a real nice bond with the community that I think we've all seen over the last few years, and it's something that we really hope to grow. And I think having that reach of the business side and then the sweat equity from the players and staff, it's going to be a really good combo.
You have sort of goals in mind, like overreaching goals as president?
Yeah, I think really connecting with the minor hockey community is going to be one for sure. The other side is reaching every individual needs when it comes to watching a hockey game. I know for me, if it's cold and there's 5 skaters and 2 goalies on the ice, I'm in. I love the game, and I know that there's a lot of our fans that do like that. But I have kids, for example, that come to the game and they love the popcorn. They like to see Sarge. There's different reasons to come to a hockey game, and we want to really enhance that entertainment side and make it a place that you can, whether it's social or whether it's entertaining aside from the hockey or whether it's the hockey, we want to really accommodate everybody. I think we want to engage with our alumni a little bit more. I think that's been something that's been really special for me personally, having a connection with the guys, is having them come back and see where they are a couple of years after they've left us, and even just seeing the reaction Marcus McIver got last year when he came back. And I wasn't here when Marcus was a battalion, but certainly to see the pride he had when he saw the fans remember him and give him that welcome was something that's really special. And I think that there is a connection that some of our longtime season ticket holders would love to see them, and I know for sure we would as well, but making sure they're recognized.
I guess in terms of challenges, I know it's only been a few months in the role, but do you foresee any challenges coming up that you're going to have to deal with?
Absolutely. I think that that's part of the hockey world, is there's little fires everywhere, and I think the approach that we've taken from the hockey side in the last couple of years is we just want to be approachable. Whether somebody wants to come to me, whether it's Ryan, whether it's John, Bill, previous year Scott Ray, now Matt Marquardt, Nate McDonald. We want to make sure that we're all on the same page, but we're all leaders, and really I think that's how you attack it. There's a lot of problems that are unforeseen right now that I can tell you we're ready for. So really at this point it's learning the new side of the business for myself, and we do have a great team up here on the business side. So really just I'm trying to get as much as I can from them, and they're helping me along, get my feet underneath me, but we're really all passionate about the team and looking to the problems aren't what we're worried about. It's more of an excitement, I think.
For sure. I guess looking to your former role as GM, and I mean I know as Director of Hockey Operations, you oversee everything, so you've got final say and whatnot. But are there things? Was it easy or difficult, I guess, to leave the GM role and having your hands into the day-to-day sort of operations of the player movements and things like that?
Yes and no. I mean, it's still like we're definitely still transitioning that, and the one thing that's been really nice is myself, John, Ryan, we've been operating the same way since we've started, and roles have changed, and that means the responsibilities are shifting a little bit. But we've always had that collective approach to how we're going to run the hockey team, and that really doesn't change. We've had a really strong scouting staff. I think that we've got a good base on where we strategize in the draft. We've been able to find some really good talent. So a lot of that isn't going to change. I'm still going to be making decisions as well in scouting. It's just that John's going to be driving the bus. So if you're going to get a call as a prospective player for the North Bay Battalion, it's going to be for John. I'm going to sit in on a lot of them and make sure that I'm here because John's in Toronto, I'm in North Bay, and that's how our team works. And we have all hands on deck, and the titles and roles have changed, but certainly not our teamwork and how we approach that side of it.
For sure. I think that was part of the draw of keeping all you guys signed together as well, is that it's sort of a cohesive unit, right?
Yeah, and when you're in hockey long enough, you don't always get to pick your team, and when you have a team that you really enjoy being around, I think that was such a big factor for myself and taking this on. And like I said, there's going to be issues, there's going to be problems that we come up with, but having that team together is something that we've been really excited about and ready to take on those problems. So
you got to go to Las Vegas for the NHL draft, and then you went to Saginaw for the Memorial Cup. And so what sort of things, well, let's talk about the draft first. It's got to be exciting to see your guys get picked by NHL teams for sure, and to be there as well, right?
Yeah, it's from a team perspective, this is my second draft. We went in Montreal a couple years ago, and there's so much excitement when you get into the building, and there's a lot of people that are waiting to hear their name called. The problem is only one gets called at a time. So it becomes more of an arduous, anxiety-filled process, especially even if you're not getting drafted. We're always worried about where our guys are going to go, and we want the best for them. So you get there, and it was, first of all, the Sphere was amazing, such a cool venue. We did have some success at the draft. I thought that our guys might have waited longer than I would have taken them, but I'm biased, of course. But they were all pretty happy to get selected, and to see that it's pretty cool for us. It's there's more to it than just the draft. There's the coaches conference, which I always love to be involved in and just try to stay up on the nuances of the game. And they've set it up really well with the NHL Coaches Association that we can have these roundtable talks, and we're sitting with Rod Brindamore and getting to pick his brain on what he does and how he deals with the little problems that we deal with as well. So really cool experience. It was hot, but it was definitely a lot of fun. And we had a couple of billets that made the trip to support their players as well. So there was a lot of North Bay content in Las Vegas.
Yeah, lots of smiles all around, I guess.
Absolutely.
Right? In terms of Saginaw and going to the Memorial Cup, what was the experience there? What did you draw back from that?
Listen, it was a great show. First of all, that they put on, I thought there was a lot of things to do outside of the game, and I don't think you could ask for a better final, right? Especially as an OHL person. North Bay would have been nice to be in there, of course, but I think that's why it was one of the big draws for Ryan and I to go is we want to be a part of that. We want to be in there. So I think the more that you can be a part of that environment, it becomes a little less daunting when you do get there. For me, it was, I was trying to count, it was the 8th Memorial Cup that I've actually been to. I've participated in 2, and then I've been to 6 as either a member of the OHL or fan in some cases. But it's such a great tournament. I always enjoy going, and like I said, it's a goal that we want to get there. So I think the more times that you can interact with that tournament, the less daunting it feels when you do ultimately earn your way in.
For sure. Let's look maybe ahead to this coming season, and you mentioned bringing fun to the sort of the atmosphere of the game and whatnot. And you've got on September 8th, you got a big event, Fan Fest, right? What's happening on that day?
Yeah, you know what? It's really just an opportunity for us to say thank you to our fans. We're going to have a big setup out front of the Memorial Gardens. We'll have some different attractions that fans can engage with, where it's a police car and you can test how fast your shot is with the radar gun. Or we got a lot of different things in the works, some fun and games that we hope as many people can join us as possible. But one of the big pieces, I think, for this year is that we've started is we're going to have a red carpet. So I know a lot of NHL teams have done it where your players get introduced, they get dropped off, and the fans can grab an autograph, ask them some questions as they're walking into the building. But this year we're going to ask for the minor hockey teams. I know it's a busy time of year, so there's some that do have prior engagements, but as many of them that can join us. We're going to ask them to take the red carpet experience first, and they're a big part of it, so we want them to get introduced, and it's an exciting time for all those minor hockey teams as well. So they're going to walk the red carpet. Our team's going to be the final team to walk the red carpet before they enter the game and really get focused for that preseason game against the Attack.
Right on. And I guess you talked earlier about partnerships and building community partnerships and whatnot, especially with minor hockey. I mean, that's obviously one way to get involved with them, is to bring them and put them on a red carpet, right? So are there other ways that you're kind of looking at that too?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you're going to see is a lot more opportunities to engage outside of our game. So I think we did, the beer garden a few times last year. We'd like to do that as many times as we can. I think it's a good way to do that. But I think the other thing is it kind of hits on both ends. Is it helps the business, no question, when we're engaged in the community. But you also got to remember, from the other side of it, is we're developing young people, young hockey players, and it's something that we stress always, is that if you do make it to the NHL, you're not getting paid millions of dollars to just play hockey. You got to be, an independent contractor. You got to be doing good things in the community. You got to be a good person. And from our side, we're pushing them into these things because it helps their resume. But what we've seen is our guys really enjoy doing it. So it's really been a nice partnership, and we want to showcase that. So I don't know if you saw we had a viral post where Owen Van Steensel was able to draft Lucas Van Steensel. He was able to come up and call his brother when we picked him. And that was the biggest hit that we've had on any of our channels. So we want to do a little bit more viral stuff like that. So if anybody's listening to this and somebody in your community could use an extra helping hand, or if we can enhance it in a little way, that's what we're here for. All of our guys had role models like that coming up. So it's something that we certainly appreciate and want to pay forward.
For sure. I guess, with your two new assistants, they both came up in the North Bay minor hockey system, played hockey here. And is that part of the draw too? Is that, that they know the system, so they can relate to, or the players can maybe relate to, what they went through? It's
a huge bonus for sure. I can tell you that, we're not just looking for a pool of coaches at North Bay, but with both Matt and Nate, I think it wouldn't have mattered where they're from. They were clearly candidates that are going to fit in really well with us. And both have great stories as players. I mean, Matt was undrafted, so the OHL, they had a chance, didn't draft him. He went to the Quebec League as a free agent, won a championship, and had a really good pro career after that. So he's a great example for young kids coming up, and Nate McDonald's another one as well. So getting to have a scholarship at Cornell University and then doing his MBA, I know he's had such a great start already to his coaching career in North Bay, and there's a lot of people that really enjoy what he's doing. And really for us, we hope to help them grow, but at the same time, being from North Bay is crucial, I think, for what you just said. People need to relate. They need to see, what that road looks like for them, and when those guys can say that they've been there, they've done it, and they were in the same shoes as all the kids that come to watch us play, it's a powerful message. Is it strange that North Bay has such fantastic goaltending coming up through a number of different goalies that have come up in recent years? Is it, I don't know. Do you see anything strange with that? I do and I don't, because I've seen it just more recently. My son tried goalie last year, and there were 6 goalies at a young age, at his age group, and I went on the ice and I asked who their favorite goalie was, and there was a lot of DiVincentis, Dom. I like Dom. So I do think that the success that our guys have had in the net has certainly helped, but then I look back, and even before that, there's been a lot of really good goalies from here. Ken Appleby, Colton Point, Nate McDonald. There's been a number of Ben Goudreau that the young guys can look up to and see, somebody, again, that's growing up in their backyard, that's moved on. And I really think that Nate is going to help enhance that. I know there's been some great people in town that have been doing, but I think that Nate is really going to help enhance that position. And it's a tricky one for sure. So you need good mentors, you need good role models, and North Bay's full of that. So training camp coming up this week, and you've got a lot of returning players, but you've got a lot of holes to fill too, right? Yeah, and you know what? I do feel like it's a little bit like last year. I think overall we're a little bit younger coming in once all our overage complications settle out. But really for us, like I said, it's letting guys have that runway. A lot of players have worked really hard over the summer. We've learned not to make too many decisions coming into camp. We want to give them that runway to do and show what they've worked on and taken that step. And yeah, we're losing a lot of key people. There's no doubt about that. But we lost key people last year, and I remember, you know, coming into this time of year, and there's a lot of questions. Nobody knew Anthony Romani was going to get 58 goals, and Dallin Wakely was going to get 100 points, and Owen Van Steensel 40 goals. So we're really excited for those things to emerge, because we feel like we've got a lot of under the radar guys, and some players that I think could take that step. I don't want to put 58 goals on any of their plate, because that's a lot, but you know, certainly there's some guys that we're really looking forward to seeing what they've done this summer.
Always there seems to be people that step up, right, when the spotlight is ready to shine, and they're ready to take that spotlight, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we're not shy on those guys. I think you can look directly to our 2006 age group, and we're coming in with 10 really quality kids at that age group, and that's your 18-year-olds, and that's really where, in my opinion, in the OHL, you decide where you're going to be. You know, you haven't been asked to do too much in a lot of cases as far as the bigger roles, and now, you know, those spots are opening up. So what are you going to do with it? And you know, we know that a lot of them from the outside have been chomping at the bit, and they wanted those roles. So the runway's clear now.
Excellent. I guess, sort of sum things up, what's your overall message maybe to the fans, or is there anything else that you wanted to touch on that maybe I missed?
Yeah, listen, I can say that we're hockey fans first and foremost. We love the game, just like everybody else, and we're parents, so we want to help with the youth hockey. So never feel like we're unapproachable. Come ask us questions if there's something that we can do to enhance the game in any way in the community. That's what we're here for. You know, it's a fun game. It's a great pastime in Canada, and we're really taking a goal of improving, you know, what hockey brings outside of just in between the glass. And I think that our team has been a great example of that the last couple of years, with guys like Dallin Wakely, a CHL Humanitarian of the Year, and Ty Nelson was a runner-up last year. And you know, Wake Sakes, Ty's Troops, those guys, even though they're not going to be here, they still, I shouldn't say that for Dallin yet. I know he's in a spot where he's hoping to make a pro hockey team right now, but that'll get determined. But you know, both those guys, they really want to have that legacy in North Bay and make sure that it's something that lasts for a long time. And you know, we're excited to see who emerges of this young group to do the same. But yeah, please, if you see me at a rink, feel free to stop me and ask any questions, and I may have some for you as well. So we really look forward to talking hockey with all of you. But thanks for supporting, and look forward to seeing you at the rink.
Great. Thanks a lot, Adam. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Richard.